Hey everybody. So, today is the morning of Georgia Tech versus Virginia. Had a busy week, so I haven't had a chance to kind of get my thoughts out about this game. Of course, we are coming off of our amazing freaking win over North Carolina last week at home. This week, we're going on the road at 2 p.m. On the road to Charlottesville, which has been a house of horrors for us in the past. And no matter how much Brent Key tells you, okay, this does have an impact on the game. It's the only explanation. It's the only explanation because we've seen what this team's capable of. So why do we have this win-loss thing going on? You know, why do we get blown out by Bowling Green? Why? Okay, it's the external factors is what is affecting the team. And Britt Key going forward is going to have to work on not letting that affect the team. And, you know, in his press conference this week, he got really snippy with the guys who were asking about that. But it's real. It's a real issue. So, you know, you're the one that got on win-loss. So don't get all snippy at the reporters when they point out the obvious, okay? I mean, that's the story of Georgia Tech this year, is how wildly inconsistent we is. And I'm sure he's tired of hearing it. Well, that's just how it's going to be this year. And if we can't fix it this year, then that's just what you're going to have to hear. I mean, it is what it is. So, you know, obviously we've been hot and cold. And if you follow the pattern, we're supposed to lose this weekend. Look, Georgia Tech, if you want a prediction from me, this team's impossible to predict, but if you want a prediction from me, I think that we probably lose. I don't have any reason not to think that we would go and win this game. We definitely have a history of freaking doing this win-loss thing, and until it changes, I mean, I haven't seen us put together 2 weeks of impressive football. And like, I've been here before this season. I'm not going to fall for it again, you know. I know that the win against UNC was great and all, but, like, we beat Miami and we were excited. Or we beat Wake Forest and we were excited. Lost to Bowling Green. Beat Miami and we were excited. Lost to freaking Boston College. Beat North Carolina. I'm not going to expect any different than the trend has shown, okay? If you show me what you are, I'm going to believe you. So if I had to guess, I would say we probably lose this game. We're underdogs. We're like a 1.5 underdogs to a 2-6 Virginia team, and it's for a reason. I think it's completely reasonable that we're underdogs. You know, so if you want to get rid of the narrative, guess what? Go out and win freaking 2 games in a row. Go out and freaking win 2 games in a row, or lose 2 games in a row. I mean, that's the thing with this Georgia Tech team, though. This game is incredibly important to bowl eligibility, which we said that about Boston College too. So who knows? But I mean, it's getting to the end of the season where you can't do the win-loss. If you do the win-loss thing, obviously you will make a bowl because you would go 6-6. But that means we have to beat Georgia at the end of the year. Do we really want to have to count on beating Georgia to make a bowl? I mean, I don't think so. So handle business against UVA, but I mean, we just haven't been able to do that. This is now if we lose today, that would be like the 3rd time I'm like, well, that's it. We're not making a bowl. And look, this team is able to bounce back after losses. Like, you can't count this team out. I would have thought that if we, we're going to cash it in, I thought kind of that we probably would have cashed it in after the Bowling Green loss. Didn't. Went on the road, beat Miami despite playing horribly. And then thought we would have cashed it in after beating Bowling Green or losing to Boston College. Nope. We didn't. We freaking went on the road and came back the next week and beat North Carolina. So you can't count this team out, right? You can't count us out. That's one thing I give credit to Brent Key for. And this goes back to last year, too. Last year, you couldn't count us out either. Even when we were down 2 quarterbacks, we still went out on the road and beat North Carolina. So, you can't count us out. But you also can't necessarily count us in either. because we are liable to absolutely, completely no-show a game for no reason. Who the hell do we think we are that we're no-showing this game and putting in less than 100% effort? So, can't count them out. Can't count them in, though, either. So, that's kind of what I thought. As far as the matchup, I mean, football-wise, it's like, yeah, Virginia's a really hot team. I mean, I'm focusing on the external things, right? The things surrounding this game, because that's really the only thing that I can look at that will affect the outcome. This team, I've said before, is an emotional, our problems are mental and emotional. So when you're predicting these games, you got to look at that. You got to take that aspect into consideration. That's the reason that we haven't, that's why we've done this win-loss thing, is because we have mental errors, mental issues. We haven't shown up for the games that we're supposed to. And we've lost to teams that aren't as good as a result, or shouldn't be. But we've also played out of our minds and beat teams that we shouldn't have. So it's just one of those things. So as far as the matchup, Virginia, they're hot. I'm not going to act like I pretend like I know their freaking roster or anything. I think they got some kind of badass wide receiver or something. And I think they benched their Tony Muskett, their starting quarterback, at the beginning of the season, brought in this true freshman. I think his name's Calandria. Virginia's given us big-time fits in the past, and especially in Charlottesville. We haven't won there since 2013, and we haven't. And before that, it goes back to we've won there twice this century. And keep in mind, we're division opponents, so we play them every other year there. So it's been a nightmare for us. Kind of like how we own UNC. Virginia's had our number, and it's just one of those things that we struggle with. And apparently it's not a fun place to go play, Charlottesville. So, hopefully we can break that curse. It seems like, they're 2-6, but they are hot. Okay, they beat, obviously they beat North Carolina the week before we did to send them on a 0-2 stretch over that time, which is absolutely hilarious. Their only other win is over freaking William and Mary, but they took Miami into overtime last week. So it's they're not lifeless as you would think a 2-6 team would be. In fact, I would venture as far to say that they're the best 2-6 team in the country. Yeah, Virginia definitely no slouch. Definitely can't be going. And Brickey said this too. You can't overlook their record. You can't just look at the record and expect this to be an easy win. In fact, like I said earlier, I expect it to be a loss. I just believe it when Georgia Tech shows me who they are. So that's how I feel. And I hope we don't lose. I'm going to be there cheering my brains out. And look, according to the win-loss pattern, we should lose, right, today? Well, there's also another pattern that's been occurring this season, okay? Sea-Dog and your boy Rec Talk have streamed 3 games together. Okay, so we've watched 3 games together and streamed it. Guess what we are in that stretch? That's right. We're 3-0. So, Rec Talk and Sea-Dog have their own little streak going. So we're going to find out. Somebody in the comment on Rec Talk's live show said earlier this week, it was hilarious. They said, we're going to find out which streak is more powerful. Sea-Dog and Rec Talk undefeated, or the Georgia Tech pattern being undefeated, which is a hilarious way to look at this game. So, look, I hope we win. I've got to lower my expectations. I'm saying this now I'm not going to get mad or anything. But this happened with Boston College. I went into that game expecting to lose that game too, really. And we did, but it just pissed me off more that my team didn't, that they didn't surprise me in a good way. That they didn't realize and just overachieve or whatever they were supposed to do. And so, I mean, I might get pissed off during the game. I hope not, because I know that I'm not fun to watch when I'm all in a bad mood and it's lame. The Boston College stream was an absolute disaster a couple of weeks ago. But I am going to Rec Talk's house, Rec Talk's little bachelor pad over there, so we're going to be hanging out, having a good time, and hopefully, if the Jackets lose, I can just turn on some other good college football today and win. There's a couple other good games on today. I always love watching ACC football. We had a couple good ACC football games on last night and the night before. Syracuse, good God, freaking lost again. They are horrible, man. We better beat them. They're down to their freaking third-string quarterback. We better not lose to them. You talk about pissed off. I don't care what the pattern is. I don't care if we lose this week and beat Clemson and we're supposed to lose to Syracuse. I don't care. We better beat freaking Syracuse. They are awful. Well, I'm getting off on a tangent. That's 2 weeks from now. But you know what I mean. Like, I've just been watching other college football games, and we had Duke and Wake Forest the other night too, which was good. So hopefully, if we do lose today, we can just watch some other good college football game. We got LSU and Bama, and then look forward to next week, because guess what? Even if we lose today, I'm going to say it now, I will be looking forward to next week, right? When we lost to Boston College, I wasn't looking forward at all to the UNC game. And when we lost to Bowling Green, I wasn't looking forward at all to the Miami game. If we lose to Virginia today, there will be no bigger lock than us beating Clemson. No bigger lock. Okay? I'm locking it in. So hey, we're due for a down spot here, but at least we can kind of move on, and at least it'll be expected. When your expectations are lowered, then it kind of helps. It's not as bad when the team does what you expect them to. So that'll be all I got to say about the game today. Look, hey, hopefully we can break this thing. Me and Rec Talk can remain undefeated streaming games, and we'll just have to get together and stream every game for the rest of the season. But hey, go Jackets, beat UVA, and I'll